everyone, and welcome back to Amity Bloom. My name is Nazy. Today I am going to be sharing with you all another custom journal that I created for a lovely woman named Elizabeth. Hello Elizabeth, if you're watching. She wanted a bohemian journal with pinks and greens, and it was a little bit of a challenge because when I think of the boho style, I don't immediately think of pink. But I think with the color scheme pink and green, I kind of did some like a muted boho journal, not so dark colors, but trying to incorporate some pastel colors with dark. It was a little bit of a challenge, but I absolutely had so much fun creating this. I loved this color scheme, and I will definitely be making myself probably a boho journal inspired by these colors. I loved how they turned out. Quick little update about my bohemian journals. I am working on a new set that I will be releasing hopefully by the end of May, if not early June. So unfortunately, because of that, I won't be accepting any custom orders until I have finished that batch, which will be roughly maybe three to 4 weeks. So I will not be accepting any more custom orders at that time, but once my first boho batch, once I have listed those journals in my Etsy, then I will take custom orders again. But I wanted to quickly show you this journal also as a little sneak peek to the new collection of bohemian journals that I will be releasing once again. I think I have found my style when it comes to creating journals. This is what I love doing. The fabric bohemian covers. This is what I really love doing, and this is what I think I will gear more of my journals towards, just because the inspiration for me comes so easily with these types of journals. But anywho, all right, enough of the chit chat. This is the cover. As you can see, I chose this gorgeous fabric that I had in my stash. I don't know if it can pick up on camera, but it has a sheen to it in some areas, and it's nice and textured. It's a floral pattern, and it had pink and green, so it turned out perfectly. And then because I didn't want to cover up this part of the journal, I decided to focus most of the collaging on the bottom, and then I did a little collage up at the top, but just a collage of various fabrics, the various Indian fabrics, some lace, and then I sewed on some sequins with different types of trim. And then, as all of my boho journals have their beautiful charm, and as you can see, I hope that the camera's picking it up. And then obviously a bunch of little pieces of fabric just sticking out, and trims and lace and ruffles. So I hope that you really like it, Elizabeth. I had such a fun time creating it. So opening it up, here's the front pocket. Some gorgeous paper. It looks as if I stamped on it, and I did not. It already came like that. Really pretty paper. It's stuffed. Let me just say that. It is very stuffed. I absolutely adore this journal. I want to keep it for myself, but I know that is illegal. So in this front pocket, I did a little collage on the bottom, some pastel pink ruffles. In the pocket, I did some of my handmade ephemera where I just take random bits of paper, stitch them up very messily together, and then add different types of fabric and some lace. And then you can also journal on the back. And you can add a picture here and then journal on the back. It's just cool ways to include handmade ephemera instead of just adding a card or a Project Life card, you know? And then on here is a fabric tag that I made. I stitched random fabrics, and then I stitched some sequins and a button, and then that is being held together by this little mini paper clip just so that it's not flying all over the place. And then at the top I added a sample of this really beautiful trim that I managed to get my hands on, so I just added that as a charm. And then underneath that, a tracing paper pocket with an image of a map. Since bohemian ladies tend to travel a lot, I thought that was fitting. So that's in there. In the back, some writing space, that random script stamp all over, some fabric tabs. This is from an old atlas book, and so I decided to include some of those pages in here. Ledger paper. Here's another pocket. I added some trim. This is, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but this is green cheesecloth. which is really cool. I thought it gave a really nice look. And then here is just an album card, which you can add a picture on the back. And then just some handmade ephemera that I made stitching random bits and pieces together. Really delicate sewing paper pocket. I like it because it's kind of see-through. And then here's an image of some bees. Random little collages on papers. Here is another little pocket, and here you could actually write on the tracing paper as like a little label. As always, I include a little birdie charm. And this one, it's another pocket, a music paper pocket. Added some ruffles. I also experimenting dyeing some lace. And then this is some beautiful white floral fabric that's like embroidered, hand embroidered, and I absolutely loved it, and I thought I'd include it in there. So you have a pocket in here, you have a little fabric pocket there, and then you have a pocket in the back. And this is just some ephemera that I made, stitching some random little bits and pieces together from a book page. Here is an image of the lady that owns this journal, just in our imaginations. And I loved it because she has flowers in her hair and flowers are surrounding her. So that's the beautiful bohemian lady. I just made a little sample, as I always do in my boho journals, of the clothing that she would be wearing. I absolutely love including bits of fabric samples in the journal that you can position them wherever you want, basically. On the back is just this little check printable, some more decorations on the side, stamping. I showed in my vintage tag journals, I think, some really old envelopes that I got from an estate sale. They're from, well, not really old, from 1940, but that's pretty old. They have the stamp and everything, and I love how they look. They're super duper like stained, and I really liked that. And so I included that as the pocket in the inside, and I will be including these in all of my journals until I run out, basically. And then in the center, I've included this charm, as you already saw before. Really, really pretty, and then that way you can just move the charm wherever you last left off writing. Here, I love this lace. I love this lace. I have probably yards and yards and yards of this lace. I also got it from that same estate sale, and so I dyed it. I dyed it in coffee, and it turned a beautiful, it's actually a stark white, but I dyed it this beautiful brown, and then on the back I added some trim, and then I added a little pin just to make it look really cute, and that actually can serve as well as a little tuck spot. You can just put anything that you'd like on the side. And also, if you want to write, you can just boop, flip it over so it doesn't really interfere with your writing. Here is an image from an old, wicked old, where is it actually? Just because, whoa, Nazy, getting crazy. From this book I managed to find at an antique store. It is so old, it's so heavy too. And it's that marbled cover, and then look at the spine. I don't even understand this language. Maybe it's German, I don't know. If you guys know what this says, please leave it in the comments below. I think it might be German. Just gorgeous book, and it's so old, and it has some really cool pictures on the inside. And so I used one of those pictures in here as a little mother feeding her baby, and then I made this into a little tuck spot so you can put something secretive in there. And then it's also a tuck spot in the back with some of my paper clipboard ephemera pieces. Some trim on the bottom, and then that flips out and you can journal in there as well. So just trying to make the most of your journaling space. Alright, on this page I added, this is actually a scanned image of, I found so much authentic vintage sewing ephemera, and so I've been scanning it and including it in my journals. Let me know if you'd like me to make like a digital kit of the ephemera that I've been collecting. I think I might do that, just because it's a shame. I don't want to just keep it for myself. I want to share it with you all so that you can put them in your journals. Here, so it's a double pocket, a pocket in the back, and then here is a pocket I made out of paper, out of this beautiful die cut paper. Made another collage, as you can see, with different types of fabrics. Added a little pin, and then this beautiful ruffle on the side, and then here is just an old little printable that I found of an old check. A really cute, tiny miniature check. Imagine if checks were still that size today. Here is another little pocket. I made another collage on the bottom and added a little button. And in here I made a tag. And so this acts as a little belly band, so you can put whatever you'd like in there. And then in the back you have some journal space. And so that goes inside that pocket. Really like this paper. Some more of my boho fabric collages. I just love how these look with the stamping and the paper. Aha! I'm crazy about this stamp. Gosh, I love your journal, Elizabeth. On here, I did more of that green cheesecloth and added some thread, just kind of inspired by like my Indian pillowcase. And then here is actually a little mini fabric flip out, but with lace. I did it with lace, and then I added another little piece of lace, and I included a button just so that you can bring it back. And then in here I created another little handmade ephemera card with some book pages from an old flower book, and then scraps of paper and fabric sequins and buttons. And then you can also journal on the back of that. So there's that. Here is some more script stamping, that atlas paper. Here's just another little fabric collage, and I stamped "So Sweet" because you guys are seriously so sweet to me. And then here more of that fabric, but then on here I just stitched some of this beautiful thread that I showed. That's some Italian metallic thread. It's just gorgeous. And last but not least, we are finally on the back. Here I have a little, what are these called? Like some thread sample cards. And so I added some thread on there, and then I stitched on some fabric and a button. So you have some little samples there. And then in this pocket, I just decorated it and adding some of my own vintage notes that I had that I tea stained. And that's some stamping. And that is the entire journal. I hope that you guys liked it as well as Elizabeth. I hope that you loved it as well. These boho journals are so special to me, and I just get so inspired with each and every one that I create. I can't wait to show you the new collection that I have coming out. So yeah, so I think I found my style, you guys. I think this is it. I've seen so many amazing, talented ladies. I am amazed at how much the TN junk journaling community is just blooming, and so many talented ladies, and they're all, you know, creating these amazing journals. A big thank you to all of you for all of your amazing support. I can't believe so many people are creating junk journal inserts in the TN size. And it makes me so happy because I remember about a year ago when I first created mine, there were basically no videos out there showing this style. And now seeing so many of you finding your style, finding your comfort zone with this style of journaling, it makes me so happy. The next video that is coming out is going to be a journal process video, so I'm so excited to film that. Should I show a sneak peek? I have a new journal. I will show like 3 seconds of it, okay? 1, 2, 3. It's a new journal from an amazing Etsy seller. I will be showing kind of how I utilize this style, which is the boho style, into journaling, and so I have some cool ideas to show you. I hope that this video has inspired you in some way, inspired your creativity to bloom, and as always, I hope that you guys have an amazing day filled with peace and love. Bye-bye.